You're the first, my last, my everything. Now, Workplace Wednesday, the Little Gym is a fun place for little ones to go and bounce about. It's at Chesterton Mill in French's Road in Cambridge. I went along yesterday to meet owner Ned Baring to get behind why he started his business.
Well, I've always been very passionate about being active and sport and fitness, and I've been a school teacher for 10 years and just wanted to bring the two together. Starting a business in Cambridge seemed like a great place to do it, so I went for it.
Now, who is able to come here? Because it is a little gym, and I think I could probably manage some of those things there.
We have children as young as 4 months coming to classes, but children from 4 months to 3 years old come into the classes with their parents, and the parents go through the skills and activities with their children. Then from 3 years old till 12 years old, the children come in independently from their parents, and for the younger children it's a great opportunity for them to get used to a bit of a structured class environment before they go to school, and for older children it really reinforces the sort of enjoyment of being active in of sport.
It's a happy environment. Let's just describe what we've got actually in the little gym.
The little gym is all about developmental gymnastics. We've got a high beam, asymmetric bars, and a low beam, and various other pieces of equipment that allow young children and older children to develop their self-confidence, problem-solving, and their gymnastics.
And I suppose being in Cambridge, because they're not that close to the great outdoors, it's a good and safe way for them to do this.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for children to do some risk-taking. Gymnastics is a fantastic sport to make children more aware of their bodies and movement and how their bodies work. And when they do come out into the great outdoors, and if they trip over or fall over, we'd hope that them having done gymnastics would help them in protecting themselves and going to a forward roll or something like that.
Now, talking of protection as well, you've got lots of mats, all different colours here. How did you go about designing it?
The Little Gym is part of a franchise. There are over 150 different sites worldwide. Each little gym has got similar equipment, but has a very different character of its own.
Now, there are two little boys and a little girl on those bars there. Wow, that's amazing. They've just jumped down. They've got their hands on the top bar and their feet on the bottom, and they're kind of like, about 3 foot above the ground?
Yeah. So they're working on their bear walks and just getting used to getting a little bit off the ground and reinforcing that good habit of them landing on their feet, so that when they progress and they get into more advanced skills later on, they're already in that good habit of landing on their feet and catching themselves from hurting themselves.
What's the kind of uptake like? I mean, if you've only been going how long?
We've been going 5 weeks now. We've been thrilled by how we've been received. We've got 180 people enrolled now. We've got 6 classes out of our 20 that are full, and it seems like the Cambridge population that's so engaged with proper educational activities have really plugged into the little gym and love the idea of it. So we've been really pleased.
A bit of Olympic heritage going on here, I think.
Yeah, we hope so. You never know. Some of these little guys might be representing GB at Rio. Probably not quite Rio.
Can we go inside the gym?
Yeah, absolutely. Come in.
So, meanwhile, back at the little gym. Once inside the little gym, which is L-shaped and very airy, I found myself on the big red mat, which Ned explained is a crucial part of the little gym.
The red mat's here for the children to be able to come into the class, and we always start off with an opening circle where we talk about what the goals of the class are, what sort of skills we're going to be working on, and give them a bit of a introduction to what they're going to be doing for the next hour or so. They then do a warm-up and a group activity on the red mat. They then leave the red mat and go and work on the large pieces of equipment around the gym, and then they come back and spend 10 to 15 minutes back on the red mat at the end of the class, playing a game which often incorporates the theme of the week's lesson. So this week's theme is Barnyard Bonanza, so we're going to be working on animal noises and that sort of thing. And then they have a closing circle on the red mat, which sort of ties all the class together at the end, and they kind of review the skills that they've been doing in the class. So it's very similar to a classroom type lesson structure, but working on not just physical skills, but the cognitive sort of mental skills, and also the social aspect as well, and developing their ability to be able to take turns and work in teams.
Now, what about special training then for your instructors?
Sejal comes from a background of working in another little gym. She's been a gymnastics instructor for the last 10 years, and she's enjoying tying in her sort of enjoyment of child development with gymnastics coaching. Desi, who's manning the front desk at the moment, was a rhythmic gymnast for Italy for 5 years, and specialised in baton twirling. And her sort of specialist skill is the aerial no-handed cartwheel. She's seriously impressive. And then my background is really coming from a school teaching background, so I really enjoy the fact that we can work in this environment, working with children and really seeing them grow in all areas, not just physically, and not in that sort of structured classroom environment, but still being able to work on a lot of the same skills that children are developing at school.
They're very engaged with what they're doing, and they're standing in line. It's lovely. So the ages we've got here, what are they, 3, 4?
They're 3 to 4.
Yeah.
We firmly believe that often, particularly with this age group, they might be initially a little bit reluctant to come into the class for the first session, but we feel very strongly that we allow them to take their time to observe the class. If a parent needs to come in and sit on the sidelines with them, just until they feel comfortable, we don't coerce them or force them to take part, because that's the key to them taking part of their own accord, enjoying it, and then sticking at it. If they're not being forced.
Okay, well, we got some mums and dads out there. They look like they're relaxing nicely, saying, I'm glad that's not my furniture they're bouncing around on. We're going to have a chat with those.
Absolutely.
One mum here with a lovely baby in arms. How old?
She's 4 months.
She's 4 months. Has she been in the gym yet?
Yes, she has. She had a little go, yeah. One forwards roll.
Who else have we got?
And this is Amber, and she's nearly 2. And then my other daughter Lily is 3.5, and she's in the Funny Bugs class.
You've got your hands full, so it really must be a little bit of a relaxation time to come down here and bring them all. Yeah.
Exactly, let one go and have a good time, and then I'll take Amber into the next class.
Oh, wow, okay, so, yeah, well, Amber's looking really interested with it all, and little one here has been playing with the toys there.
Yes.
Is this a welcome part of the day in your life?
It's a great place to come. It's a fantastic facility. There's nothing like it that I've found so far in the centre of town. And the girls love it. They absolutely love it. They talk about coming to the class. They run around the house singing the songs. They do forwards rolls everywhere. They really, really enjoy it. Yeah, it's a good place to come.
And have you seen that, you know, once they get home after being here, that they'll settle down and they'll perhaps concentrate a bit more?
I think they certainly listen. And I think the fact that they can sing back the songs and they sing things from each other's classes to each other, and they're both learning those, means that they take in a lot in the time that they're here, definitely paying attention.
They're all having a good time, me included.
BBC Radio.
Yes, in the chat room features composer and meditation expert John Levine and Ian Rotherham, an expert on the history, geography and ecology of the Fens. That's Sue Dugan tomorrow afternoon from 12 until 3, and I think I'm going out to taste some tea, but we'll see. Anyway, the little gym was so inviting as a workplace, so I just had to join in. Can't resist it. I'm sneaking in with the under 3s, with the little ones. Oh, we got bells. Can I have some bells?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Go on.
Right, and I'm sat on the big red mat. Perfect. Woo! All right, we've got to have these on our wrist.
So, welcome, take a seat, guys. Grab some bells. We're going to sing our hello song. If you don't know the words, then you can hum along, shake your bells along. Otherwise, parents, I'd like to hear you singing our hello song.
Sorry.
Don't worry. Hi, Oliver. Come and grab some bells. Oliver. Good boy. So, parents, remember your beasts are likely to wander during this class. It's what beasts do best. But encourage them back to the Big Red Mat by participating with us on the Big Red Mat. Every one of us. You don't want that one. Okay, let's sing our hello song. Ready? Oh, everyone, please shake your bells and sing along with me. How do you do, my little beast? How do you do? How do you do, my little beast? How do you do? Oh, we come to gym for fun and we get you on the run. How do you do, my little beast? How do you do? Fantastic, parents. If I can... Come on, guys. Well done, Thomas, for coming back in this general direction. Hello, Grandad. And who's your grandson?
Thomas.
Hello, Thomas. Hi, Thomas. Hi there.
There's a granddad in the little gym who's doing all the activities there with young Thomas. But we've got Granny here as well. This is another social aspect, I suppose, of being a grandparent.
Yes, you meet other people and it gets them interested in things. I think it's very good for coordination, just genuinely letting off steam.
How long has young Thomas been coming?
This is his 4th week and he absolutely loves it. He calls it Nastics.
Gymnastics. Oh, look, he's having a good jump and he's wiggling as well.
Yes. Oh yes, he's very energetic. He's on the go from morning till night. He's absolutely gorgeous.
And how often do you get to look after him?
Every other week.
Oh, wow, that's good then.
Yes, I'm very lucky. I share it with his other granny. You know, she'll come one week and I'll come the next. It's great. Definitely.
Would you like to work in a place like this?
I think if I'd have enough energy, yes, I think it's fantastic. They get the children so involved and they're so excited about coming. It's fantastic. But you have to have somebody, the leader, who can enthuse them.
Grandad was doing well just then. He was jumping about.
Yes, he was. He'd never been before. He didn't know what to expect.
I think he's having a good time between you and me.
Yes, I do too.
You seem to be the lone dad sat here, relaxing just a little bit. What does it mean for you to come to the little gym?
I'm very fortunate to be able to come here. I've seen other dads in previous sessions, so I'm not totally in the minority.
And how old is your child and how long have they been coming?
Aiden is 4 years old in a few weeks, and he's been coming since the gym's opened up.
I think Mum here knows about everything. So how many children have you got?
Just 2.
And so Aiden is in there now doing his thing. How do you feel that he's benefited from it so far?
The gym has been fantastic for him. He's full of energy and he needs this outlet. And what's more is the class gives him a bit of structure, so he's able to learn some skills as well as follow instructions. And they give the kids lessons on everything from politeness to following directions to board flips, so it's good.
So it's also lovely for the pair of you to come out and just enjoy it and be able to relax for a little bit of time together.
Yes, that's right.
And what about when he gets home? Does he bounce around the furniture?
Yes, he likes to practice his moves on our his tumbling routine and safety jumps on our. So.
Excuse me, can I ask how old is your child that's here?
George is 3.5.
And how has he benefited from coming?
I don't know if it's improved his confidence or anything, because he was always quite confident, but he just really enjoys, like Aiden, jumping around and bouncing and going crazy. And I think it's quite good because it's a bit more structured play, so he's learning how to follow instructions and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, they're very engaged. They're all sat down there nicely, like butter would melt. So that's really, quite something, isn't it?
Behaves very well here.
So who have you got here today at the little gym?
I've got Sam, one of the girls here,
And how old is Sam?
3.5.
And what has she got out of coming to little gym?
She's exceptionally agile, so it just kind of harnesses that and teaches her to use it safely rather than crazy climbing on everything.
The little gym is in French's Road at Chesterton, at the Chesterton Mill. Very colourful, very bright, very bouncy.